Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. And I've got some cross-stitch tips for you, so let's get started. In cross-stitch, we use the thread that's called floss. So let's take a look at a skein of floss. In each of these skeins, there are 6 threads that's anywhere from 8 yards to 9 yards. So I'm going to give you some suggestions on how to store this thread. One of the ways you can store your thread is using these floss bobbins. And this is a cardboard one. And on them, you'll see these little slits. There's 2 slits on each side of the card. And then there's a hole up here. Now I'm going to show you in a moment how you use or wrap the floss onto it. Now this is cardboard, so you can write the number of your floss to identify it. You can also get these plastic sheets. So you can probably write on these by using one of those marking pens that are permanent markers. So there's several different types. So you could take the skein out of the little wrapping pieces, and you can take the end of the skein, and you put the end in the slit here. Then you wrap it around the card, and then when you're done wrapping, you take the other end and put it in the other slit. And then up here, you could write the number, which identifies the color of the floss. Once you have the fabric wrapped around a bobbin, there are several options that you have for storing the bobbins. These are metal rings that are specifically designed to hold the floss bobbins. So these are made by DMC, and you get 2 rings. And then Jan Lin also makes bobbins for floss, and this set includes 28 of the cards plus 1 ring. Now this large ring can hold a lot of bobbins, so when you're working on a cross-stitch project, you can put all the thread for the project on this ring. You just slip the bobbins in, and then you can just go ahead and close it. Now this ring here is a regular key ring. And I don't recommend using these because it was real hard to put these bobbins on here. So if you have access to these rings, it makes it a lot easier. If you have a lot of floss, this is a floss organizer box, and you've got all these little compartments in here that you can organize your floss by color. And if you've got a lot of floss, you're probably going to need quite a few of these boxes. When you're working on a project, you can also use things like this butterfly. It's a plastic butterfly because you can reuse it over and over. And in all of these holes, you can put the different floss threads in it for your project. Now, it's not a way of storing, it's just in use for a project. Also, a lot of people like using these little floss drops, and there's other versions of this. These are really nice. They are plastic, and you can get them at fatquartershop.com. Now, they are a little pricey. Now, I'm going to show you how to put the floss on these. Now I'm going to show you how to take this floss and unwind it so that you can put it onto those little floss holders when you're working on a project. So I'm going to take the labels off and then open the floss up like this. You want to be really careful how you open it up because you don't want to get it all tangled. And then take the end and just go round and round to where you are unrolling it off into a straight piece of floss. After you have it all straightened out, you want to bring the beginning end and the very bottom end together and then smooth out the thread. Now take the folded end and bring it towards the other two strands and then straighten it out. Now take this folded end and bring it with all the others and then straighten it out. Now you've got this over here, and this is the last folded end, and you're going to bring it together. And now down here you have a folded end with all of the threads there. Now take a pair of scissors and you're going to cut right on that fold. Now you want to go to the opposite end and go ahead and cut these folded ends. Now I folded it one more time, and this time I'm going to put it in this large hole on this floss drop card. Now take a finger and a thumb and reach through that folded edge, grab the rest of the thread and pull it through. Now I'm going to show you a couple of ways you could take thread off when you want it. Now some people like to take their floss thread, some people like to take their needle, and they would grab a group of floss of 6 strands, and then they would separate it and grab 2, because in most of your projects you're going to use 2. Well, for me that's really hard to do because I have a really poor use of my right hand. It was damaged. So I find it easier just to pull the whole section of 6 strands out like this, and then just straighten this out and set it aside. So now I folded that strand of floss and I grabbed 2 of the strands, and with my other hand I'm pressing down, and then I'm going to pull this out. And then you have your 2 strands, and then you just straighten this back out and it doesn't tangle. I hope this cross-stitch tip was helpful to you. Now, if you're interested in other cross-stitch projects, there will be a link listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. You just scroll down to it, click on Show More or the down arrow. Also, if you're looking for beginners sewing projects, there's going to be links listed below in that section also. Now, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, and happy sewing! If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny. See you next time.